Hello everyone, Tony Parmenter here from the First 10 Minutes podcast, welcoming you along to a brand new Let's Play series of a game that's extremely important to me. This was a formative game for me in my youth, longer ago than I care to admit, and not just important to me in terms of being a player, but also in terms of my then future career as a video game developer, which I have now been doing for coming up on 18 years. But enough of that. Hey, let's play Star Control 2. Alrighty, so here we go. The name MacLeod itself should tell you a little bit about how long ago this game came to be, Star Control 2. And of course, this being the Ur-Quan Masters, which is a bit of a sort of a mod, sort of re-release. The legal rights of this particular franchise are much contested at the moment. The two gentlemen who created this originally, of course, referenced there on the screen. There were many great battles. Earth and her partners in the Alliance of Free Stars against the evil Ur-Quan and its hierarchy of battle thralls. And the Ur-Quan were winning. Meanwhile, on the edge of the known frontier, an amazing discovery was made. Far beneath the surface of an unexplored alien world, a huge underground city filled with the technological wonders of an advanced alien race, the Precursors, who vanished 1,000 centuries ago. But then the main Ur-Quan fleet broke through the Alliance's defensive line, isolating the planet, stranding the scientists 100 light years away from Earth. They waited hopefully for a rescue vessel, which never came. "20 years have passed. We, the survivors of the research mission, have colonized this world. We continued our investigation of the underground city, and we have discovered its purpose. It is a factory. A factory for building starships, but there aren't enough materials to make a complete vessel. We can finish only the skeleton of one starship, but that must be enough, because you must captain the vessel and return to Earth. To travel the great distance, you must push through into hyperspace. Find out what has happened over these many years. Tell Earth of our plight. And if the war with the Ur-Quan still rages, fight for Earth and the Alliance as well as you can." And here we are, folks. The first thing that the game is going to be asking us to do is to name our captain. And to run with the tried and true technique of trying to make it a dad joke, let's go with Captain Clapton. And I also believe we can name our flagship, which I believe we're going to call the Dank. So Captain Clapton of the starship Dank, we are ready to rumble. Now, it has been a very long time since I've played this. There are no mouse controls here, I believe, so this is all going to be done via moving stuff around with the cursor keys and pressing the enter button. So as I futz and fumble around here, please bear with me. This may get a little less tedious. With time, we've gone into navigate mode, which I believe now is going to allow us to drive the ship, and indeed it does, using the cursor keys left and right to spin around, up to thrust. So you can see me sort of trying to slow down here as we make our way inwards in the Sol system, which of course is where our planet Earth is. And seeing as the introductory cutscene told us to go to Earth, let's give that a go. Uh-oh. Clearly something is happening. Attention, interloper, heed this recorded message. This drone vessel speaks with the voice and authority of the Ur-Quan. You are trespassing within Ur-Quan space. This world, Earth, may not be approached for any reason, nor will hostilities against our orbital platform be tolerated. In addition, your ship does not respond to standard hierarchy identification transmissions, and is therefore deemed to be independent. This is not permissible. Only subservience shall be tolerated. This drone now leaves to inform the Ur-Quan of your transgressions. Uh-oh. You are commanded to remain here and await the arrival of the Ur-Quan. Disobedience will be punished. Well, that was a fun time. So this is Earth, apparently. You can see the moon there in its orbital track. Some sort of space station, and also a very red-looking Earth, a red glowing Earth. That doesn't seem right at all. So let's try and make our way towards the orbital platform, because the scary monster told us not to. So of course we will. Hello. Attention, unidentified space vessel. I am Starbase Commander Hayes of the slave planet Earth. Our hyperwave broadcasts extremely weak. Situation critical. Energy cores exhausted. Scanners and deep radar are non-functional. We cannot identify your vessel. Are you the scheduled hierarchy resupply ship? Repeat, are you the resupply vessel? Alright, so now we get our dialogue options. We have 3 here. Seeing as one of them refers to our starship by its name that we've given us, and it's amusing for me to say it out loud, we're going to go with the top one. No, this is the starship Dank, but we stand ready to assist you. The starship what? Never mind. Look, we won't last much longer. Here is our situation. According to our oath of fealty to the Ur-Quan, we must maintain this starbase. But we have no space vessels of our own, and the shield prevents us from contacting Earth. So we are totally dependent on the Ur-Quan supply vessels for everything we need up here. We know there is a hierarchy base on the surface of the moon, but we can't contact them. The Ur-Quan was supposed to resupply this base at regular 5-year intervals. But we haven't received anything in almost 8 years. What we don't recycle, we can usually synthesize. But to do so, we need replacement radioactives for our generators' energy cores. If you could bring us some radioactive elements, we can fabricate the cores ourselves. Are you willing to help us? So, what can we do here? Let's ask for a little more information. Where can we find the radioactive elements you need? The fastest way to get radioactives in this system would be to land on Mercury and scour the surface for deposits of radioactive elements. But be careful, Mercury is a pretty inhospitable place. Watch out for earthquakes and hotspots. We will leave now to find the elements you require. Thanks, I'll make sure to mention this the next time I talk with our masters. I'm sure they will reward you. I'm not so sure about that. They're currently pretty grumpy with us for being here in the first place. So let's slowly move our way out of this zoomed orbit. While we meander our way towards Mercury, you can see over on the right-hand side there, the Dank, we have 10 fuel. We have 50 crew. You can see the main ship, much like I'm flying around here in the main window. You can see one other vessel to it on the left there. That is actually an Earthling warship. We'll get more into ships as we play this game further. We have 50 crew, and it is currently February the 20th, 21:55. Now, it is fairly easy in this game to overshoot things, so I am taking it slowly and carefully. We're entering the planetary orbit of Mercury. And here we have it. I do just want to point out that this game was made a considerable amount of time ago. back in the 90s. And oh boy, does it have some amazing polish in it for that particular time. So we're going to do a scan here on Mercury. It's going to give us a bunch of stats about the planet and how it works and what's going on. And now we can select whether we're going to do a mineral scan, an energy scan, or a biological scan. Let's go with this one first. So you can see it's popping up a bunch of different things there that we can see on the surface. If we do an energy scan, that's going to come back empty. If we do a biological scan, that is also going to come up empty. So we're going to try dispatching a ship. We're going to land it over here because it is a heavy cluster of stuff. And you see it's been crewed up, it shoots down and it lands on the surface, and now we can actually drive it around with the cursor keys, picking things up. We are full, so we're going to press the spacebar to zoom back up to the ship. And you may have seen there that a little path of fire actually came through and hit the ship and killed one of our crew on the landing vessel. And now we only have 49 left. So we're going to, enter to confirm, spacebar to exit. I'm going to zip back downwards. So you see the landing accuracy not entirely accurate. Oh, ow. So we just lost another person there. Can drive across the planet like so. Somewhere over there on the right, on the left, you'll see a red bar and a blue bar on either side of the little landing vessel. That indicates how full our little ship is, and when it gets too full, we can't pick any more stuff up, and we have to come back up to the ship. So uranium, the red objects are the main ones that we're looking for. I can see one over on the main map here that was sort of hidden from us, so we're going to go and pick that one up too. I guess we could take off and land, but each dispatch is actually costing us fuel. You can see there the fuel use is 0.7. We started with 10 fuel, we only have 7 left now. There is another red dot over here, so I'm going to assume that it's maybe some radioactives. I'm going to go and try and pick it up. It wasn't, it was sulfur, but that's fine, because all of this stuff is stuff that we need and stuff that we can potentially sell. So I'm having to keep shifting my attention from the main map over to that little map on the side. I am a bit of a completionist, and I do want to pick up all of these things, so we're going to keep going here until we've got these last 3 remaining things, and hopefully not lose too much crew because of it. So yes, this constant scanning left and right is part of the challenge of avoiding things, but also not wasting too much time. Good. So we picked up a ton of bits. We still have 6 fuel left. I believe the little thing between Dank and fuel over there on the right is the one landing vessel. So we're going to exit out of this menu. Let's have a look in our manifest and have a look in our cargo. It's going to tell us how much stuff we're carrying of all of the things that we just picked up. So we still have a fair amount of space free, as you would expect from an introductory mission. We're going to go back to navigate. We're going to fly our way back to Earth. So our turning circle is quite dreadful here at the moment. I believe that's one of the many things that we're going to be able to upgrade on our flagship in good time, as well as speed and shielding and cargo capacity and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Feeling fractionally more confident in my steering ability here, so I'm going to try moving us a little faster. The relative speed of the ship on different screens varies depending on what scale they're using to try and infer fine maneuvering or quick motion. Did you find any radioactive elements for our power cores? What are the options here? What will you give us in exchange for radioactives? Before we help you, we require certain information or we are ready. So I do kind of want to learn a bit more here. I don't want to be a jerk in terms of expecting payment, but let's dig for a bit more info. Before we help you, we require certain information. I couldn't quite make that out, Captain. Could you please repeat? Okay then, well, what will you give us in exchange for radioactives? I'm sorry, Captain, your message was garbled. Our receivers have very little power. Interesting. I guess we are ready to transfer radioactives. We are initiating transfer of radioactives, Captain. Now, as soon as our engineers can refit the energy cores... There, that's much better. Power ratings are climbing. Life support is coming back into the green. Deep radar systems and sensors are now online and I can scan your vessel. What the hell kind of ship is that? Just who are you, Captain? Once again, I think any time that our starship is mentioned by name in one of these options, we're just going to pick it because it's great. I am Captain Clapton of the starship Dank. We're the survivors of a Star Control science research team to the Vela star system. Star Control science mission, eh? Captain, I served as a Star Control officer during the war aboard several cruisers on the Corwood front. And if there had been any scientific mission to Vela, I would have heard about it. So do we press him for more information, or do we just try and do a bit of a humble brag? Let's do a humble brag. The mission was highly secret. You know, come to think of it, there were some rumors that Corridor 9, the Special Operations Division of Star Control, was directing some hush-hush operation out near Androsynth space. The Vela star system, yes, that would be in the right direction. So, Captain, if what you say is true, how do you explain that huge alien starship you're flying? And why are you here? What do you want from us? I mean, we may as well just continue with the humble bragging. We have returned to Earth to give you the technological secrets of the Precursors and to help you fight the hierarchy. Ah, fight the Ur-Quan. Win back our freedom. I remember having such thoughts myself once, a long time ago. But that was in the first years after the defeat, when it was still terrifying to look up and see the bloody glow of the pulsating slave shield overhead. Through day and night we gazed up at that impenetrable wall, as though the sheer power of our hatred would pull it down. But over the years, I spent so much of my time struggling, down on the surface under the shield, and then later up here trying to keep this station alive, that I'd forgotten what it means to be free, to hate our Ur-Quan masters. And now here you are, in an alien ship of unknown power, offering me your assistance to fight against the hierarchy again after all these years. Captain, your offer is intriguing. It's tempting to think that with your advanced Precursor technology, we can somehow crack Earth's slave shield and reassemble the Alliance to attack the hierarchy, and this time win the damn war. But consider the consequences if we should fail. The Ur-Quan won't just punish us here at this station. They will exact a gruesome retribution on the surface below as well. Before I commit this station to helping you attack the Ur-Quan, and accepting the risk of annihilation if we are defeated, I have to be sure that you and your ship have what it takes to oppose the hierarchy. I'll make you a deal. If you can eliminate the alien base on the moon and get rid of that threat at least, I will seriously consider your offer. Sure, let's dig for a little more information, shall we? What details can you give us about the base on the moon? After the Ur-Quan erected the slave shield around Earth and established this space station, they decided to leave a contingent of combat ships close to Earth to keep watch on our planet and confirm that we were obeying the Ur-Quan slave laws. I'm certain they're still out there on the surface of the moon, because we can pick up a constant stream of alien broadcasts. Let's not ask them again because we are on the clock here. We shall go now to neutralize the base. Be careful, Captain. There are probably a dozen Sparthia looters and Ilrath Avengers down there on the lunar surface. I don't know why they haven't come after you yet. But when they do, you better have your weapons armed and your thrusters burning hot. Sure we will. Let's fly to the moon, everyone. It's not a terribly long flight. It's probably going to take us as much time to fly there as it did to turn the ship around. What awaits us? Entering planetary orbit. Indeed, that looks like the moon. It's spinning in the opposite direction from what Mercury was. That doesn't seem legit, but let's do a scan. We can see all the info there. Do an energy scan. There's one location, which presumably is a base of some kind, but there are a bunch of biological elements down there as well, which seems a bit weird. And mineral-wise, we do have a few things too. So we'll just confirm which one the energy one was. It's over there. So let's dispatch something. We're going to go right to where that energy scan was. Where the energy dot was, and we'll see what we find when we get there. Report from surface. We have discovered an alien base and have explored its interior. The installation must have been abandoned many years ago, but great care has been taken to make it appear active. Life support systems are functioning. Fusion generators are at full output, and robotic construction vehicles have been programmed to roam the lunar surface, bulldozing moon dust into random piles. In addition, we have found the installation's hyperwave locked in transmit mode, endlessly playing the same alien recording. Although we cannot translate the message, our xenotech, Ensign Rigby, believes the message is some kind of alert or mayday broadcast. The base is filled with useful materials and equipment. We will scavenge as much as we can and bring it aboard immediately. End of report. Very well. Back to the surface we go. Is it worth dispatching some more things down to the surface here? There are a few bits and pieces there, but I'm not actually sure it's going to be worth our while. So let's drop back out of this. We'll go back into navigate mode. Let's fly back to Earth and see what they have to say. Seems slightly curious. Not at all what I was expecting. Have you dealt with the base yet? Okay, so are we going to be bullshit artists, or are we going to tell the truth? I'm going to go with truth. We found the base, but it was abandoned years ago. I'll be darned. All these years, we've been listening to their incoherent broadcasts, and we never even guessed. Captain, listen closely. Long-range sensors show a ship closing on this station fast. Our computer identifies it as an Ilrath Avenger class. I think you've got a fight on your hands, Captain. Your best bet is to wait until it's at point range. It's sit. By the fetid breath of the dark twin Kazon, a human in an alien starship. How fascinating. When I intercepted that Ur-Quan drone and learned that an unidentified starship had approached Earth, I never expected to find such a remarkable vehicle in the hands of a human. Humans are prey animals, weak and helpless. But here is a human in an armed starship, and therefore in direct violation of the oath of fealty. I am sure our masters, the Ur-Quan, will punish Earth most severely for this treachery. When I present them with the twisted wreckage of your ship and your many charred corpses. Interesting. What should we go for here? We can go with, where the hell did you come from? It would be a pleasure blasting your ugly face out of the stars. Surrender, foul alien creature, or you'll be annihilated. Look, let's be reasonable. We can coexist peacefully. So do I want to be clueless? Do I want to be arrogant? Let's go with a mix of both. Where the hell did you come from? Since you will soon be dead, I will gladly explain. We have spent many years gleefully preying on the Pekunk. They are a pitiful, easily killed species. And we would have continued in this divine worship of Dogar and Kazon. But we required additional crew members and repairs to our cloaking device. So we departed the Gitglass constellation and set course for home.
But before we had reached our region of space, we detected the passage of a nearby vessel, the Ur-Quan drone. It informed us about you, so here we are. And now, you die!
So, dear viewers, before we continue, a very quick confession. I forgot that this game was made in 1992, and that if I don't save my progress, I lose all of it. And then, of course, I went here into combat and realized I didn't know any of the keyboard controls, so I was completely annihilated and lost all of the progress. So I played through it again so you don't have to sit through it. That's why you'll notice that our flagship has slightly fewer people than last time. But now that I'm in the know about what's going on, we're going to try this Earthling vessel here, captained by somebody called Halleck. And we're going to see if we can take down this Elrath Avenger using our nuclear missiles to launch towards this tricky ship, and we have indeed done it. Well done, Earthling. What a beautiful sight, Captain. I haven't seen an Avenger blown away like that since the battle in Draco. I guess you've shown that you can handle yourself in battle, Captain. So my last reservation about helping you has been dissolved. I will commit this station to helping you free Earth and defeat the Ur-Quan. We may get our atoms rearranged in the process, but by God, Captain, we're going to try. So, the obvious first step is to get your Precursor equipment and software over here, where we can make it work with our ship repair fabricators. But then what, Captain? Do any of these options reference our ship? We don't. Can we be gung-ho? Can we be kind of waffly and misleading? Or can we be sort of rousing? I think we might go with a rousing response. We will slowly build our strength, unify an allied starfleet, and bring the Ur-Quan to their knee equivalents. A sensible plan, Captain. Let's get to work. By the way, Captain, I think we need a name for this new alliance we're going to forge. Since this was your idea, it's only fair that you have the honor of naming it. So what will it be? Goodness me. Well, it's not going to be the Empire of Clapton. That's a bit silly. The New Alliance of Free Stars. I do like the New Alliance of Free Stars because it is a callback to Star Control lore. It's also the top option, so we'll go with that. Okay, that sounds pretty inspiring. So be it. The New Alliance of Free Stars. Now, Captain, I expect the configuration process for this starbase to take at least 2 weeks, so let's get to work. And get to work we will. I have good news to report, Captain. We have successfully integrated the Precursor technology from your ship into our fabricator system. And as you can see, we have already begun minor repairs on the Dank, patching up some micrometeorite holes. We noticed that your ship does not have an emergency warp escape unit. So our engineers rigged some up for you and each of your escorts. Now you should be able to escape from a bad situation. That'll be handy. With a touch of a button, there is a cost, however. The unit gulps 5 fuel units each time your Precursor ship uses it. Also, we now have a limited capacity to make modifications to your ship. To refine starship fuel, to build additional combat ships, and to train new crew members for the Dank and any ships you acquire for your fleet. Captain, I know you're eager to get to work, so I'll be brief. If you have any questions, how this starbase works, what resources we need, or just some background information on the galaxy, don't hesitate to ask. I would love to ask you some further questions, Starbase Commander, but that is all the time we have for this part of the Let's Play. I hope you are enjoying it as we set forth on a journey through this rather old but also rather wonderful game. So if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when other episodes are released. And please, please, please tell a friend if you think they might enjoy checking this out. And come back again soon for more Star Control 2.